girl was like, oh, I think blackface is okay if it's like endearing. Like, she was like, I think it's okay if it's endearing and it's not like racially charged or like used to be rude. I was like, no ma'am, like that's not okay. And like she wanted me to be sympathetic with her and I was like, I'm not.
Hey, my name is Jasmine.
My name is George.
I'm Kamisha.
I'm Malcolm.
I'm Erica.
My name is Paul.
Hi, my name is Sierra.
I'm Mariah.
My name is Sharon.
Blair Matthews.
I'm Kayla. Devonna.
And you are watching Confessions of a Black Law Student.
White Americans.
A lot of white people on the walls.
White faces, white places kind of vibe.
Like, there's no pictures of black people, so it's like very noticeable when you're walking through the halls.
I was walking to my classroom and all I saw was like old white men. And you know, that's kind of like a reality check.
I came from an HBCU law school, and at that school there were white people on the wall and black people on the wall. And here at a PWI, it seems like they've forgotten about the black people that had hands in law.
There are many black change makers who I don't see memorialized in our walls. There are people who have done fantastic things for the industry, fantastic things for the cities, fantastic things for the world. And still, you can see thousands of white faces, but the black one that really did something to help our people and to help all people are nowhere to be found.
I will say I did see one black guy, like he was in my classroom in the back of the law school, so I don't know what that means, but whatever.
There's minimal black representation on the walls at the university that we attend, and we're trying to change that.
But on a positive note, I think the library is really nice.
It's a very nice building. It's clear they spent money on it.
Bruh. We have incredible architecture, a lot of beautiful sites around the law school.
I love Balsa. I really appreciate it. Yes, it's on my sweater because I rep Balsa all the time.
So I love Balsa. I'm very biased.
I'd say Balsa is definitely something that stood out to me.
I love my Balsa family. Friendly, collegial type of feeling you would have in undergrad.
Community, it's familiarity, it's newness, and it's everything that you cannot always get as a black person in the legal industry.
Balsa is basically the Black Law Student Association.
Any law school you go to pretty much should have a group for their black law students. If they don't go there.
Get out. Sorry, man.
Okay.
Get out!
And depending on how many black people are at the law school will be how many members are at Balsa. I know this one law school who only has 3 members in Balsa because that was only 3 people in their law school.
The support is really comprehensive, like across a lot of different domains. So I guess I kind of expected it to just be like, oh yeah, girl, you can do it.
Yes, queen, yes, queen! Yeah!
But it's like very like tangible support as well. Like
At one of the top law schools, you're going to feel like you're under a microscope all the time. Whatever you are doing at any time in your classrooms, people are watching. And Balsa kind of offers that place where you can just say ratchet stuff, don't have to worry about people getting upset.
I'm about to end this man's whole career. Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
You need Balsa in law school. Like, you need to be able to find people because there are things and topics that you're going to cover in class that are going to upset you, and sometimes you got to filter yourself through your people before you go back into class. I mean, it's good to go and vent to someone who's going to understand you.
Yeah.
So it's like an indispensable part of being a black person in law school, or else you would just be out here kind of floating around by yourself.
We have all these events such as social events, Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas dinners, parties, and then we also do like resume building workshops, alumni networking. So that's our way for us to really dive in the legal field.
I definitely feel a mix of emotions in terms of how Balsa is perceived by our peers.
Students and faculty lump us in with everything diverse. I don't appreciate being automatically assumed that I had the same viewpoint as others just because I'm black or just because I'm a part of Balsa.
I feel like we're often taken for granted and like disregarded, but people don't really have an issue begging us for money.
Certain student groups like attach themselves to Balsa for like monetary purposes or like for like sponsorships, but like won't support Balsa Week or Balsa events. And so for me, that kind of stuff is like this it's kind of like, we gonna kick it with you when it's convenient, but like when it's not, like, we okay, bye.
That goes for members in Bolsa too. Like,
you have some people who are in Bolsa because they really genuinely want to be in the community, really genuinely want to help, want to develop those relationships. Then you have some people who are in Bolsa because they just want the leadership position. They want to say they did this. They want to say they did that. They want to take control. They want to be empowered. And then you have some people who just come around to put Bolsa on their resume and do absolutely nothing.
we're gonna come to the events that are convenient for me. Like when we're talking about exam review, I'm gonna show up to this, or a Bolsa meeting when there's food, but you don't wanna come to Bolsa events that we need you at. People are only a part of Bolsa when it's convenient. And that kind of hurts me, because it's like, it's underlying what Bolsa is here for, you know, which is that familial support.
Every Bolsa differs, and everyone's experience, like how they connect with Bolsa, is also very different. We all have such high expectations for Bolsa, and we forget that like we're all students, and the idea that like Bolsa is going to be the same space for everyone is unrealistic. Not every Black person is the same, especially in law school. So the idea that like everyone's just going to be best friends, I think, is tough, because that's what we look for in Bolsa, and not everyone finds it.
So when I first started, I was a little scared to wear my hair like a Black girl.
I guess it similarly like stresses me out. I like to change up my hair pretty much every other month.
I don't ever have my hair the same. Right now I'm wearing this nice beauty forever hair.
Either in a new wig or like braids or something like that. And
braids, I have 2 puffs, 1 puff, high puff, low puff, whatever I'm feeling.
It's always kind of nerve-wracking the first time I come to class and my counterparts are looking at me like...
Every time I change my hair, one, people don't recognize me.
You know, constantly I get like questions like, did you cut your hair?
What did you do with your hair?
Who is she? What's going on?
Can I touch it?
How did you go from short and black and curly to long and wavy and blonde? Like what's happening?
Actually, my wife had those braids in her hair one time.
Bruh.
This literally happened to me, and I was just like, and y'all don't know what my face looked like, but we've been here for 3 years. What's going on?
I'm natural. I'm a very proud natural. In starting law school, I was like, I need a good protective style because I don't have time to like work with my curls and my puffs, like while also trying to manage these window classes.
I'm a sellout. I wear straightened hair while I'm here because I've had the experience of whenever I wear my natural hair or wear locks, come back from Christmas from locks, people literally don't recognize me. My professors will walk straight past me.
I had dreads, and I had about 8 months worth of dreads, and on my way to my firm interview, I cut them off. As a sellout, because to me, money was worth more than hair. It hurt the Black rebel side of me, but I did it.
At the end of the day, you have to do what works for you, but I guess while also keeping an eye out for the fact that we are in a very, restrictive industry. The majority is still getting used to us and our presence and our hair and the space that we gladly take.
How do you feel about bar review?
Look, I've only been like twice.
Bar review.
I've probably been to like 1 or 2 bar reviews.
Probably been to like 3 or 4.
I've been like twice.
The 2 times I went, I wasn't a huge fan.
Bar review is every Thursday. It's a corny nickname for going to a bar and having an open bar for law students. Bar review.
1 day of the week, typically on Thursdays or Fridays at most law schools. Every law school has a plethora of different student organizations, and they usually get 1 week. And during that week, you get to go to a bar that they pick, that they sponsor. But typically, bar review is reflective of the student group of that week.
Generally, at a predominantly white school, unless it's Black Law Students Week, it's at a white place. It's mostly white students and it's white music.
So if I go to a bar, I'm trying to kick it, I'm trying to listen to some Rihanna, some Drake, do a little hip rolling, maybe a couple of shots of Patron, that kind of thing. And bar review is just not like that. It's more of like a Sweet Caroline, face. Like I don't really have time.
It's not something that I personally enjoy as a Black Southside Chicagoan.
It's not enjoyable for me.
So boring.
I just really don't like bar review because I don't drink and I don't go to bars like outside of bar review. So it's just weird to go to bar review.
I think the locations or the venues and the people who often go to those venues are as diverse as they could be. I feel out of place often at bar reviews.
People aren't picking bars with intentionality. That would be a space for everyone.
Me feeling kind of out of place at school has led me to go to less bar reviews.
No, you'll be the only,
Yeah.
or like one of few black people in the room. It's not.
And you're like the only all day.
Yeah, it's kind of exhausting.
Like, all right, if I gotta go to bar review to appease some people and like say what's up, or maybe the majority of our friends in that section that night really want to go, cool, but let me pregame with my folk before I go out there for a minute, come back home, boom. But for the majority of the time, I ain't going to bar review.
I'm at home in my nice cozy sock.
So it can be fun depending on who you're with.
I'm Erica.
I am
You
Paul.
forgot?
I'm Kamisha, and I'm a 3L, and I'm from Maryland.
Malcolm, I'm a... God.
What do you mess? Just keep going. Okay, restart it. Okay.
I got it. Let's do the ducky. They just like, you know.
Being a native Chicagoan, that's something that actually bothers me a lot because
You
they are
forgot.
heralded. Malcolm, we're not doing this on camera.
Show me how to dance.
It's like that.
Is this how you
Bar review is every Thursday. It's a corny ass nickname for going to a bar and having an open bar for law students. Bar review.
That is what bar review is. It is.
All right.
George.